and welcome to my music presentation featuring Pro Tools and Ableton Live. For my project, I wanted to create just a music composition, and I wanted to use Pro Tools as the arranger, mixing, mastering DAW, and then also feature Ableton as well. So basically, Pro Tools is a DAW, digital audio workstation, that is capable of performing a variety of different sound recording and sound production tasks. Pro Tools in the industry is best known for tracking and mixing audio. For this project, like I said, I use Pro Tools primarily for recording, mixing, and arranging. I've always preferred using Pro Tools for tracking instruments and mixing the final product because I believe it to be very user-friendly, and I have the most efficiency with this software over the other leading industry programs. In addition, I also use Ableton Live. It's very similar to Pro Tools in the sense that it is capable of recording and mixing audio. However, it was designed more specifically to be used as an instrument for live performances and recordings. For this project, I relied heavily on Ableton to manipulate sounds and to shape certain samples. Particularly all my guitar tracks, I would record in Pro Tools and then bounce over to Ableton, where you hear I did a lot of things such as reversing and cutting up samples, and I did a lot of effects and processing. And then afterwards, I would bounce them back out of Ableton and import them into Pro Tools, where I do my final arrangement and mix. Also, it's worth mentioning Omnisphere 2 and Addictive Drums 2. These were two programs I used throughout Pro Tools and Ableton, and this is more of a starting point where I'd get some of my instruments. Just for the sake of time, I didn't really have much time to record a drum kit, but Addictive Drums is a great program, so I just pull in some samples from Addictive Drums for my kit and work on them in Ableton and in Pro Tools. And so a lot of my synthesizers all came from Omnisphere and some other percussion instruments as well. What would I like to know more? I definitely feel like I'm very proficient in Pro Tools now. I'm still learning. Every now and again I'll learn something new. So I still try to keep my chops up. But I would like to learn more about Ableton and some of its more complex functions. The concept of recording and mixing seemed fairly straightforward to me, but I've seen some of the pros using Ableton and how creative they can get with creating new sounds or resampling or working with pre-recorded music, and they do it all on the fly, and I just think that's amazing. So I'd like to learn more about some of the more complicated functions of Ableton Live. All in all, thank you for watching. I enjoyed making this music project, and I hope you enjoy listening. Thank you.